Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving into one of the most talked about pieces from the legendary U.S. State Quarter series, the Vermont Quarter from 2001. At first glance, it looks just like any other quarter. But for collectors in the know, this little coin can be a silent jackpot. Why? Because some of these Vermont quarters carry secrets, minting errors so rare and unusual that their value has skyrocketed among collectors. So grab your coin jars, check your wallets, and get ready. Because what looks like 25 cents might just be a hidden fortune. Let's talk about what makes the Vermont State Quarter unique. Released in 2001 as part of the 50 State Quarters program, it honors the Green Mountain State with beautiful imagery. The reverse design shows a pair of majestic maple trees with sap buckets hanging, capturing Vermont's proud maple syrup tradition. Behind the trees, you'll notice Camel's Hump Mountain, a famous peak in Vermont's scenic landscape. The coin also bears the words freedom and unity, the state motto that speaks to the heart of Vermont's spirit. Now, this design is not just symbolic. It's beloved by collectors for its detailed art and regional pride. But not all Vermont quarters are created equal. While millions were minted for circulation, a tiny number came out of the U.S. Mint with rare errors. And these are the coins turning heads in the collector community. So what kind of errors are we talking about? One major rarity is known as a double die error, where the coin's design appears slightly doubled due to a misalignment during minting. Look closely and you might see shadowed or overlapping text or images, especially on the date or the state name. These errors are extremely sought after because they're both rare and visually fascinating. Another valuable error is called the off-center strike. Imagine the coin wasn't perfectly centered when stamped, and part of the image is shifted or missing altogether. Depending on how dramatic the shift is, collectors can pay hundreds or even thousands for a well-preserved off-center Vermont quarter. There are also clipped planchet errors, where a portion of the coin is literally missing, almost as if someone took a bite out of it. These kinds of mistakes are rare and command serious attention when they show up on a coin from a popular series like the State Quarters. But here's the real kicker. Some Vermont 2001 quarters were struck on the wrong type of metal altogether. These are known as wrong planchet errors. Imagine finding a Vermont quarter that was accidentally struck on a dime's metal blank. This kind of mismatch is incredibly rare and insanely valuable because it's such a dramatic departure from what the coin was intended to be. Collectors love these anomalies because they're like the unicorns of numismatics, strange, beautiful, and nearly impossible to find. Owning one means you've captured a piece of minting history that slipped through the cracks. So how can you tell if your Vermont quarter is special? Start by examining it under good lighting. Check for unusual edges, missing details, or doubling in the letters and numbers. Use a magnifier if you have one. If you think you found something odd, don't rush to sell it just yet. Have it looked at by a professional coin grading service. A certified error coin can multiply in value instantly. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for. You're probably wondering, if I find the right Vermont 2001 quarter, how much could it really be worth? Well, here it is. A rare Vermont State Quarter with a dramatic and verified error, in pristine condition, once sold for an astonishing $84,000. Yes, you heard that right. 84,000 United States dollars for a single coin that originally cost just 25 cents. So next time you get change from the store, don't be so quick to spend it. Your next Vermont quarter might just be the lucky one. If you found this video helpful and exciting, hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden coin stories, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next treasure hunt. Top 2, we're about to discover the incredible story of a United States quarter that could be hiding in plain sight. That's right, a small coin from 2009, one you might find in your loose change, could actually be a hidden treasure. And it comes from none other than the island of Guam. Now, if you're thinking, what could possibly be special about a Guam quarter? Stay with us, because what seems like an ordinary 25-cent piece could turn out to be an extremely rare and valuable collectible. In fact, One special version of this coin has stunned collectors and dealers with its eye-popping value. So sit back, listen closely, and let's take a deep dive into the mystery, the design, and the extraordinary worth of the 2009 Guam State Quarter. The Guam Quarter was released as part of the U.S. Mint's District of Columbia and U.S. Territories Quarter Program. In 2009, 6 unique quarters were issued to honor areas beyond the 50 states. And Guam's design quickly became a fan favorite. On the back of this quarter, you'll find a striking image that reflects the island's culture and pride. There's an outline of the island of Guam itself, paired with a traditional sailing vessel known as the Flying Prow, and a stone pillar called a latte, used by the ancient Chamorro people. It's a beautiful mix of history and heritage, cast in metal for the world to admire. But not all Guam quarters were created equally. While millions were produced, only a very small number have surfaced with rare and mysterious minting errors. And these are the coins collectors are scrambling to find. Because in the world of numismatics, a tiny mistake can mean a massive payoff point. One of the most exciting errors found on the Guam quarter is the double die. This happens when the coin design is stamped twice by mistake, creating a visible doubling effect, often on the lettering or key parts of the image. It's subtle, but once you see it, you'll know. And collectors are obsessed with these. Another highly prized error is the off-center strike. These quarters were misaligned during minting, causing parts of the design to shift or disappear entirely. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes. Imagine having a coin where only part of Guam is even visible. That kind of flaw makes it a one-of-a-kind find. Then there are the planchet errors. These are coins struck on the wrong type of metal blank. Picture a quarter that was supposed to be made of a copper-nickel blend, but somehow ended up on a blank mint for a foreign coin, or even a penny. These minting mistakes are rare, unexpected, and extremely valuable. And let's not forget die cracks and cuts. These are raised bumps or blobs caused by broken or damaged dies during the minting process. They give the coin an unusual texture and appearance, often creating what collectors call a ghost image or raised ridge on the coin's surface. Now you might be asking, how do I know if my Guam quarter has one of these errors? Great question. The first thing to do is inspect your coin closely. Look for doubling in the text, unusual shapes in the design, missing sections, or raised lines that don't belong. A simple magnifying glass and good lighting can reveal a lot. If you spot something odd, don't rush to sell it on your own. Get it authenticated and graded by a professional coin service. This can dramatically increase its value. Coin collectors around the world are always on the hunt for these elusive error coins, and the Guam quarter has become a quiet legend in the community. It's a modern coin, but it holds a unique place in the hearts of those who love the thrill of the hunt. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much can a rare Guam quarter from 2009 be worth? One very special example, featuring a verified and dramatic mint error in uncirculated condition, was once sold to a private collector for an unbelievable amount. That little 25-cent piece changed hands for a total of 81,000 United States dollars. Yes, you heard that right. A quarter with the right error and the right condition turned into $81,000. That's the power of rarity, the beauty of history, and the magic of coin collecting. So the next time you get change back from the store, take a second look. You never know what kind of treasure could be hiding in your hand. Top 3, we're talking about the United States State Quarter from Massachusetts, released in the year 2000. It was one of the first coins issued in the famous 50 State Quarters program, and today, it holds a special place in American numismatics, not just for its design, but for the few rare versions that have stunned collectors and auction houses alike. At first glance, it's just another quarter. But take a closer look, because a handful of these coins were minted with rare errors, the kind of mistakes that slip through unnoticed at the U.S. Mint, but catch the sharp eyes of serious collectors. And that's where the real excitement begins. Let's start with the design. The reverse of the Massachusetts quarter proudly features the iconic image of a Minuteman, one of the brave patriots who fought in the American Revolution. Behind him, the outline of the state adds to the proud symbolism. It's simple, bold, and deeply historical, a tribute to Massachusetts' key role in American independence. But here's the twist. While over 600 million Massachusetts quarters were produced, only a tiny number of them came out with extremely rare mint errors. These mistakes are what transform a 25-cent coin into a piece of treasure. One of the most sought-after errors on this coin is known as a double die. This happens when the coin design is struck twice by accident, slightly offset each time. If you look closely at the text, especially Massachusetts or the Bay State, and notice ghost-like doubling of the letters, you might be holding one of these rare specimens. Collectors love them because they're not only rare, they're also visually fascinating. Another error that makes this coin valuable is the off-center strike. That's when the design is not correctly aligned, and parts of the image or lettering are pushed toward one side. Some extreme examples are so misaligned that half the coin is blank. The more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. Then we have wrong planchet errors. This is when a coin is struck on the wrong metal blank. For example, a quarter design minted on a nickel-sized disc. These are incredibly rare and often one-of-a-kind, making them highly desirable to advanced collectors. And don't overlook die cracks or retained cuts, small breaks in the metal that create raised lines or blobs on the surface of the coin. These imperfections, although accidental, can drive up the value depending on their size and position. But rarity is only half the equation. Condition matters too. If your Massachusetts quarter has one of these errors and is also in uncirculated or mint state condition, you're sitting on something far more valuable than pocket change. Even the slightest wear can lower a coin's value. So if you suspect you've got something special, handle it with care and get it professionally graded. What makes these coins so thrilling for collectors is that they are hiding in plain sight. This isn't ancient gold or buried treasure. It's everyday money with a hidden story, a mistake from the mint that turned into a jackpot for a lucky FEW. So next time you get a quarter in your change, flip it over and take a closer look. Does the Minuteman look off? Are the letters slightly doubled? Is the coin's edge uneven or oddly shaped? These could be the clues that lead you to something amazing. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much can one of these rare Massachusetts state quarters from the year 2000 be worth? Believe it or not, one of these rare error coins, in pristine condition, was sold to a collector for an unbelievable price. A total of 79,000 United States dollars. Yes, that's right. A 25-cent coin that was meant for everyday use became a legendary collector's item, simply because of a tiny mistake made during its creation. So don't underestimate the change in your pocket. You never know, that ordinary coin could be your ticket to an extraordinary discovery. Top 4, we're diving into one of the most fascinating modern quarters ever minted, the Utah State Quarter from 2007. This coin is part of the U.S. Mint's legendary 50 State Quarters program. But unlike the millions of ordinary coins, a few of these Utah quarters contain rare secrets that collectors are desperately searching for. Don't let the common appearance fool you. What looks like just another quarter could actually be hiding one of the most valuable minting mistakes in the series. So if you're a coin lover, a collector, or someone who simply enjoys finding treasure in unexpected places, this is a video you'll want to watch all the way to the end. Let's talk about the design first. The 2007 Utah quarter pays tribute to the state's unique role in the history of the American West. The reverse of the coin features two iconic locomotives facing each other, representing the meeting point of the Transcontinental Railroad at Promontory Summit in 1869. Between the two trains stands the Golden Spike, the symbol of unity that connected the coasts. It's a bold and beautiful design that reflects the power of progress and innovation. But as impressive as the design is, it's what went wrong during the minting process that really gets collectors excited. You see, a tiny number of these coins left the mint with major errors. And those mistakes are exactly what makes some Utah quarters so valuable today. One of the most notable errors found on this coin is the double die. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the die, causing slight but visible doubling in the letters, numbers, or design elements. On the Utah quarter, collectors have reported doubling around the words Utah, 1896, or even on the train details. If you spot that subtle shadow effect, you might be looking at a treasure. Another sought-after error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not perfectly aligned in the press, causing the design to appear shifted or cut off. Some of these misaligned Utah quarters show part of the train missing or the lettering pushed to one side. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more desirable the coin becomes. There are also examples of Utah quarters struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine a quarter minted on a metal blank meant for a dime or foreign coin. These rare planchet errors create coins that are lighter, smaller, or have a completely different appearance from a normal quarter. These pieces are extremely rare and almost always catch the attention of professional collectors and auction houses. Even minor die cracks or cuts, where parts of the coin have raised bumps or missing details, can make a Utah quarter more valuable. These flaws might seem small, but for collectors, they're like fingerprints. Each one is unique, and the best examples are worth far more than their face value. So how can you tell if your Utah quarter is special? First, check the coin carefully under good lighting. Use a magnifier if possible. Look for any doubling of the text, unusual edges, missing design elements, or anything that seems out of place. If you find something that looks odd, don't spend it. Get it checked by a professional grading service. A coin that's authenticated and graded properly can skyrocket in value. And remember, condition matters. A rare error is valuable, but when it's found on a coin in pristine, uncirculated condition, that's when the serious money comes into play. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much can one of these rare Utah quarters from 2007 actually be worth? Well, one incredibly rare version of this coin, featuring a dramatic mint error and preserved in top condition, was once sold for an astonishing total of 76,000 United States dollars. Yes, a single quarter that originally cost 25 cents turned into a life-changing amount of money. So next time you're handed a Utah quarter in your change, take a moment. Flip it over. Look closer, because that little piece of metal could be a hidden gem just waiting to be discovered. Top 5, we're talking about the Kansas quarter, part of the iconic 50-state quarters program. While millions of these coins were made, only a tiny handful were struck with rare errors. And if you're lucky enough to find one, you might be holding a piece of treasure without even knowing it. So if you're a coin lover, a collector, or just curious about how something so small could be so valuable, get comfortable, because this story is going to surprise you. Let's start with the design. The Kansas quarter features one of the state's most recognizable symbols, the American bison standing tall on open plains. Above it, the state motto, E Pluribus Unum. It's a bold, clean design that pays tribute to Kansas' natural heritage and frontier history. But here's where things get interesting. When the mint produced these coins, something unexpected happened. A few quarters rolled out with what collectors now call one of the most amusing and bizarre minting errors in modern coin history. You see, on some 2005 Kansas quarters, the phrase, "In God We Trust," was misstruck. Because of grease or debris clogging the die during production, the letter G, in God, vanished, turning the phrase into "In We Trust." That one missing letter created a legendary variety, now known by collectors as the "In God We Rust" quarter. It sounds like a joke, but it's 100% real. This die break error instantly caught the attention of the numismatic world. What started as a funny mistake quickly became a hot item, and collectors began searching high and low for these misprinted Kansas coins. But that's not the only thing to look out for. There are also off-center strike errors where the design is not properly aligned, causing parts of the bison or the text to be cut off. Some have been found with doubling in the lettering or even on the bison's details, known as double die errors, where the design appears stamped twice in slightly different positions. And then, there are planchet errors, coins struck on the wrong type of metal. Imagine a Kansas quarter printed on a blank intended for a dime. It's incredibly rare and adds thousands to a coin's value. All of these errors, combined with excellent condition and proper grading, make certain Kansas quarters extremely desirable in the eyes of serious collectors. So how do you know if you have one of these rare Kansas quarters? Start by flipping your coin over and checking the words, "In God We Trust." Is the G missing or faint? That could be your first clue. Look closely at the bison's body and head. Are the lines clear, or do you see doubling or cracks? Also check if the design looks off-center or oddly shaped. These are all signs of a potential error coin. And remember, condition is key. A coin that's uncirculated, free of scratches or wear, is going to be worth far more than one that's been rolling around in pockets for years. If you think you've found something unusual, don't try to clean it. Get it professionally graded instead. Every now and then, a simple mistake at the mint creates something rare, something collectible, and something that could turn into a major payday. The Kansas quarter is proof that treasure doesn't have to be buried. Sometimes, it's right in your change. JAR.S. Oh, how much can one of these rare 2005 Kansas quarters really be worth? One verified error coin, in pristine, uncirculated condition, shocked the collecting world when it sold for a total of 74,000 United States dollars. Yes, that's $74,000 for a quarter that someone might have tossed in a vending machine without thinking twice. The next time you get change back at the grocery store, take a second look. That bison might just be standing guard over a hidden fortune. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell for more amazing coin stories. There's hidden value in the smallest places, and we're here to help you find it. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.